Welcome, and thanks for joining us. You're listening to the Women's Broadcast Television Expert Spotlight Show, and I'm your host, Shea. WBTVN is the all-women's internet television station with content that's created by women and for women. And today, joining us on the WBTVN Spotlight show is our guest, Kerri Courtright. And Kerri is noted for a brand that's called Income Store, and everyone wants passive income. Kerri, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for asking me to come.
Well, we really had the opportunity to meet at an event that you were putting on in LA, and it was just absolutely an amazing event. I mean, the people that you had there, the crowds that were there, the speakers that spoke was absolutely outstanding. And from there, we've actually talked a couple of times and decided we want to bring you on our show as one of our experts because you have achieved so much. In fact, I know that you are one of the Inc. 500 companies out there, that your brand just grew so fast that you actually help people to make money and then grow together as partners.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we do.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about yourself growing up and how did you get to where you are now?
Oh, gosh. That's a loaded question. I think that each person is born with a desire and a little bit of grit. And that's kind of, I think, what put me and my husband eventually together, because we were both the leaders in college and in our fields of choice of sports. And once we met, that's where our first business started. We started making signs way back when, and through that, we morphed into today's growth consultant, and eventually morphed into Income Store, which is the umbrella company now. The name of our umbrella company. But along the way, we had some fun. I was a Chicago Bulls cheerleader, and then a couple of years ago, I chose to do the Mrs. Illinois pageant because why wait? Never had a pageant.
Yeah, you're not getting younger. Exactly.
No, exactly. Not getting any younger. It was a blast. I wish I knew how to do my hair better when I was younger, but that's okay. And eventually, I chose to go into politics, because this company that we have is successful and allows us to have freedom of our time. And it was a way to give back.
Great. So I want to make sure, so when the first thing you started out with was, like you said, signs.
Yes.
What did some of those first signs, what was the benefit and what did they say?
Oh, geez, whatever the client needed. That's how we started everything.
Okay.
It was our first foray into business to talk with business owners, understand what business owners needed. And from there, they would ask us questions. Okay, well, this will work. I like the sign. Now, what do you think if I hand out these flyers? Or what do you think if I do this commercial? So it morphed into business growth. And that's why our company went from signs to business consulting, which was called today's Business Consultant.
So you met your husband in college, and you guys became partners right away.
Yes, we did.
Not just in marriage, but in all the business things that you do. How is that like working together?
Love it. I absolutely love it. Every day I get to see my best friend, my sweetheart, and we work well together because we both have each other's interests at stake. We both know this is our livelihood. It's our family. So we want to do our best for each other at all times. So even when we get upset with each other, I cannot walk away and say, I hope he fails, because if he fails, I fail. So there's no choice. We both have to succeed. And then there's trust. There's a lot of trust. I trust him to do what he's doing in his area of our company, and he trusts me to do what I need to do in our company. And that's great, because the partnership makes it much stronger. It's like two horses instead of one. It's exponential.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think that's a joy that you have in your life that a lot of people really don't have. And my husband has always helped me, and we've always been partners in lots of things that we've done. And, if you really have that right kind of support, it's great. I mean, it is your best friend. It is, your sweetheart, and you kind of combine all of those great things together to make them all happen. And there's a lot of joy that comes, out of that. So tell me a little bit about the pageant that you said, when you said that you got into the Miss America, and I said, yeah, don't wait. So what influenced you to do that? Because it's more than just the fact that I want to win, and get a trophy. It's really about more, I think, about letting other women know that it's never too late to do something. And those things that maybe you kind of, push away from is something that you should be running to. Because there's so much confidence. There's so many great friends that you meet in those kinds of situations. And what was your experience?
Oh, it was lovely. I had cut out the advertisement 3 years in a row and kept putting it aside. And finally, the last one, I said, this is silly. I don't know why I'm not doing this. I had always wanted to try a pageant and never did. And my girlfriend actually had done the pageant 5 years prior and won. You're not winning anything. It's not about getting a college scholarship. There's really no money involved in it. It's just a personal thing. My husband and I have 3 daughters, and they always told Mom, you're beautiful. And I thought, you know what? That's right. A woman is beautiful at all ages.
Exactly.
And I knew going in, the winner the year before was like 26 years old and 5'10", and it was okay because it wasn't about winning necessarily, even though I did do very well. It was about the experience and not having part of my bucket list not be crossed off. It was all personal. And for each segment, buying the dress, I had a daughter with me. Getting photographs, a different daughter was with me. It was a mother-daughter bond that was absolutely wonderful, and I'm so grateful and thankful that they were part of it. And in the end, I did win the People's Choice Award and had a beautiful sash and a trophy. And honestly, that's all that it was for. It was for me and that cute trophy.
And I want to tell you that award itself is probably the most important one.
Oh, yes.
I mean, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say congratulations to you. And, one of the things, though, where business is concerned in general, and I want to get back to that, is that how fast and how did you actually achieve, getting up to the 500 Inc. Status as far as your growing business was concerned?
It took us, the first time we made the list, you have to be in business for 3 years to even try for the list. So in our 4th year, we attempted and we filled out the paperwork and we did receive an award. We are, I think it was 1,023, 1,086, and 1,015, something around there. So I'd have to look to get the exact numbers. But it's a very thorough paperwork. I mean, the paperwork is extensive. They want to make sure that you're a solid, legitimate company. You are doing what you say you're doing, and
right. And they're not going to just let anybody in that class.
No.
I mean, that's a real banner, in business to be able, to do that. And I think the greatness behind all of that is not just, growing your own business, but helping other people to really grow their business.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's on the horizon? I talk about your events that you do, and tell us how you got into, adding that, because I can see where that can actually help you to get in front of, and more importantly, for them to get in front of you, to find a kind of partnership for, for the business itself, and yet give them a voice by getting up and sharing what they do as a business to people in the audience that can be sponsors for them or help them or know people in the business that they can connect them with. I mean, just so many great things come out of it.
Wow, there's a lot there. Our it's an amazing event. We were just listed as an Inc. Can't Miss event, as well as we've been listed as a Forbes Top 5 Cannot Miss event.
Okay.
So those are great big honors. We had this last event that we had in California where we met. We had no idea that someone was in the audience. And so we were very grateful when we received the email that we were listed. So the most important thing at our events, they are business owners and people who are looking to move forward in whatever field that they are in. So each person has that same vested interest. So they're in themselves, they're looking to move forward. So if they're meeting someone and they exchange cards, it's because they do believe that in the future they will do business. Or we try to teach everyone, you might not need this person's help at this moment, but they might be able to put you in touch with someone else. So the networking there is amazing. Just a whole bunch of business owners looking to move on and help each other move on.
And it's really at a level that you can come there with confidence that you're going to, walk away with something, that it wasn't a waste of your time. Because I know that so many networking, opportunities and whatever really don't provide all of the opportunity that you're looking for. But I don't think anybody ever comes away from one of your events not having something that's maybe not instant with them, but like you said, helping them, in the future. So, so Kerri, tell me, what's in the horizon for you?
Well, our next event is in April. We're planning that event. And so in terms of our digital footprint, that will be in April in Atlanta somewhere. We have not set the final dates or location. We're in talks at the moment. And we had to. We were actually going to do a few different things this year, but when the Forbes article came out, we didn't have the Inc. article came out. We had to hurry up and talk to a few hotels. So we're very excited about that. And then our company is actually growing at an unprecedented pace at the moment. Yeah. So we're very proud of that. And we're taking 2 weeks off just to set a plan for the next two years.
So since you have all of this great wisdom, what would you say to someone that is kind of struggling with their business, and what's some of the most important points that need to be kind of looked at?
Stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
Stay focused.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Whenever you hear the word no, it's okay. It is not personal. If someone cannot use your services at the time, it's just at this time. It doesn't mean they don't like you. Don't take it personal. It doesn't mean they don't like your product. It just means it's not the right time or it's not the right finances. And you just move on to the next person, next company. Can we work together? That sounds great. It's just not now. So the answer is no. Fine, you move on. Eventually you'll come through a yes. But that word no is just a word. It is not personal. It's not that they don't like you. It's not at this moment. But time and everything always comes around. It'll be fine.
It does. Well, that's great. And focus is definitely, I think people think that they're focusing sometimes, but I think that they get, beaten down a little bit, or that no comes and they go, oh, I just can't make this work. And the truth of the matter is it's not personal. They just have to kind of persevere through that and get to the next, person that they're going to be talking to, or just keep going. Just help it to work by not giving up, which I think is a big thing in life, period, for everything that we do.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, especially New Year's resolutions, right?
Yeah.
It's so true. So moving forward now, can you give us a site and where people can find you so that they can contact you if they're interested in building a business or finding out where your next event's going to be, all of that?
Well, our company's Income Store, so INCOMESTORE. I know it sounds simple, but it's a very easy word. IncomeStore.com is our company, and you may reach us there through the website. And for information on digital footprint, it's just that, digitalfootprint.net.
Right. So either one of those work.
Either one. Yeah,
either
digital
one of those.
Have all the details for our event.
All right. And so you're going to have another event coming up, but you don't have that set yet. But soon, you'll probably right after the holidays and everything, you'll probably get it up on your site.
Yeah, absolutely, we will.
Well, we thank you. I thank you. WBTVN thanks you for being our expert, and you're that and more. You're charming, you're sweet, and you're down to earth, which I think is so important. And I find so many times, and I've talked with a lot of my hosts, talking about how important it is for women to collaborate together and to not just give lip service to it, but then fall back into jealousy or using their sexuality to get to where they want to be. Use your brain, use your focus, use your talent. It'll get you a lot further, and you're going to be a lot happier over that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's more fun when you have someone to play with.
Yes, absolutely. You don't have to do it by yourself, which is really the most important thing, especially when there's great people like yourself that people can turn to get the answers and to get the hand up that they really need to take their business to the next level. So I hope that you come back again on WBTVN's Expert Spotlight Show. And I just want to say to the audience, thank you for being with us today. And if you want to be an expert, go to WBTVN.tv. There's a form, just fill it out and we'll get back to you. So in the meantime, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone coming up. 2017 is going to be a banner year, and it's going to be great for all of us. So until then, we will see you soon. Take care. Kerri, thank you so much.
Thank you, Shea.